Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Usually someone drops a one when they hear me, and I didn't see one dropped, but I'm just going to keep on talking. Welcome to Twisted Thursday. I am VS Speaks Royally. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the beautiful world that we live in. Whew. I'm not going to take up much time. I'm going to hit the button, get right into it. Thank you, midwife. Thank you, Navi. I just wanted to be sure all is working, and I'm not sitting here talking or ranting to myself. I want you all to enjoy the rants that are about to come. It's just, it's just one of those things. So before I get into that, I do want to remind, this coming Saturday, if you haven't already signed up at noon Eastern, Harry will have a speaking engagement with regard to his book Spare, and talking about loss, grief, depression, that type of stuff. So it should be very, very, very interesting. If you haven't signed up, I believe the link is it may not be in this description, but if you go to the Sussex Saturday from this past Saturday, you will see it. Okay, so let me hit the little thing. Let me check comments really quickly. Oh, yeah, I see. Let me hit my little thing, and then we'll get right on into it. It's your favorite time. Trash time. Trash time. Trash time. See, I'm so anxious to get into it. I forgot to do my disclaimer, but y'all already know. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Okay, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay. So, yes, trash time. When I saw this headline the other day, I thought it was a joke. So I just kind of I'll save the screenshot. But then I saw who shared it, and I was like, oh, Dr. Shola is pretty upset. I'm like, well, maybe this has been, mind you, LBC is like the radio station, I think, over there in the UK. So I was like, this is interesting. King Charles evicts Harry and Meghan from Frogmore Cottage and offers home to Prince Andrew. So I paused. I was like, really? And then, you open Google, and there were a few other items just saying, Prince Harry, Meghan losing UK home would have major implications. Well, yeah, because why the hell would they go back? Okay. And then I saw more of these. Didn't click on, just taking screenshot. King Charles to evict. King Charles throws Harry and Meghan out. Okay, so. And then this is the joys that I see today. King Charles reportedly began evicting Harry and Meghan the day after Spare. Of course, because he's a wuss. But okay, anyway. I wanted to just touch on this because the official statement, of course, doesn't use that word, and we know better for those within squad. But, as the thumbnail says, get the F out of here. So breathe. Okay, so the word eviction, the action of expelling someone, especially a tenant, from a property, expulsion, the forced eviction of residents. There's two key words here. So resident being one, and then the forced being the other, and that's for me. So those of us who, whether you have a good understanding of real estate and different laws regarding that, many know the word eviction when they see it. So the hyperbole here is so over the top that, it's typical British royal bullshit. And, I'm going to call this eviction gate because, anything they start and they stir up the pot a little bit, it's just a bunch of bullshit. So when Harry and Meghan were in the UK for the Jubilee, which, the big anniversary for the Queen. That was last year, I think May. No, yeah, May, because was it May or June? I don't even know. Anyway, it doesn't even matter. It was before she passed. So it was reported then that they were packing up and moving stuff. So we know that Eugenie and her husband have been staying there. We also know that Harry and Meghan cut a check for $2 million and gave to, the Queen at the time towards the lease or renovations or whatever it was. So I go onto Omits because I'm like, let me just see. Out of the road, he doesn't tweet out all this. He's usually pretty straightforward with his tweets. So I went and then I saw, okay, here's this whole thing, and I'm just wrote the article, inside story of King Charles, and here we go again with the eviction. Omit had tweeted out, barred from access to police security, there's just one space that meets the Sussex's security needs when visiting the UK, Frogmore Cottage. Soon that will no longer be an option. So thank you, King C3, for making the decision for them. But, middle fingers up, because you think I would come there? Or if I did, you truly would not know until maybe I'm leaving. Okay. Because they do have friends. There are really tight places they could get into as far as security, but I'm just woosahing, keeping myself in check. Okay, so the tweet right under this, so he did like a thread. Says a spokesman for Harry and Meghan. So we can confirm the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been requested to vacate their residence at Frogmore Cottage. Okay, keyword is vacate. Now, whatever belongings they left or still have hanging around there, they're going to get it. They've been asked to remove them. Oh, okay, no problem. Giving the house to Andrew when Andrew lives in a house much bigger than Frogmore Cottage seems kind of odd, but, maybe Charles is like, you need to scale down a little bit, bud. But, yeah. The big to-do, eviction. They are evicted. No, vacate is more like it, and I'm glad that their spokesperson actually put out a statement that relieved me a little bit, because, the Rangers will just go mad, and they're just loving every second. Oh, they've just been put out. No, Harry and Meghan began the process January 8th, 2020, when they released a statement saying that they were out of that mother trucker. Okay. And what was it? April 1st was the official date in 2020. And it was supposed to be this 1 year. Let's just see. And then we'll get back together and we'll decide if we're going to make this official. And Harry and Meghan, basically told them right before that, we're not coming back. I don't know why. There's this big to-do over them vacating the property completely. All right, so they don't have that residence. I don't know if it was that secure per se once they were no longer living there full time. Just going to say it like that. All right, so thank you to the squatty. I saw had this in one of their tweets, and I just took it so that I can share it with you all. Because King C3, if you're asking them to vacate, then you need to do this. This hashtag is trending, King Charles the Cruel. You need to repay them the $2.4 million. And we know you have it because you got bags of money from your Arabian donors. Mm-hmm. And that's not even alleged. That was printed and it is noted, and we're going to move on to the next. But I want to, and then I'm going to spend time in the chat. I want to just kind of level set. I didn't even pull a picture of Frogmore because we only see that one image with the smokestacks. Nothing, and I mean nothing, that King C3 has is going to top. These are the images of Montecito when they purchased the estate when it was on the market. So eat your flipping heart out. He ain't coming back. She's not coming back. Hallelujah. And you can have your stinking house. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, let me come on over here to the comments. And I did see Midwife, you are right. Let me get to your comment because as I was, the intro was playing, I wanted to be able to click on it again. Lottie, oh, I'm sure you have been fighting. It takes a lot to support Harry and Meghan, that's for sure, because people are off their rockers right now. Here you go, Midwife. She's like, how can you get evicted from somewhere you don't live? Houseway, yeah, that's it. Like, you have to be a resident. They don't live in the UK. They only visit. And now those visits are going to be very, very limited. But you made sure of that. So I did see that there was something with regard to that coronation that's coming up, and that the Monaco family, royal family, Dibbly Dee, that is the crown prince there, is coming. And then arrangements are being made for the crown prince in Japan and his wife to come. So there are a lot of royal families in Europe. And now I'm going to move on. Okay. So there should not be any question on if Harry and Meghan are, if they go. It's just, I will almost be over them for that decision, and just that decision. Not to say that my support would waver, because it wouldn't, but hot damn. The timing of this is so out of control. Like, you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait. See, you can do King C3 and the rest of the merry men of, what did they call, whatever the flipping council that works with them, and make all the decisions. They're just the puppets, I guess. But you can make these quick decisions, but nobody could style the grandchildren, Harry's children, appropriately. Petty mother trucker. Okay, I had to keep it. Hey, Mina, yes, drag the bitches. I'm just, oh, tear. This is nothing but trash time. I'm just gonna say nothing but trash time. I'm laughing at them, but it's just the timing of this. Shouldn't you be focused on your super party? And how I haven't seen any UK artist, musical artists, sign up for that B. Okay, I don't see any of them going, but you're getting some US artists, which, okay, Alicia Keys. Okay, get over yourself. Okay, have your big party, spend country money when your country is struggling financially. But you can worry about telling your second son and his wife to vacate the property. Well, they weren't living there anyway. You should vacate your bank account of $2.4 million plus interest and give it back to your second son and his wife, since you want them out of that, or don't want them associated with that property. Give them back that money, damn it. Oh, okay. Cookies and cream, trash time for the racist family. Yeah, that's just whatever. Dolores, it was ABC in the United States yesterday. Yeah. Because they use the word eviction because that is what will catch eyes, of course. But it's the connotation behind that word. Like, be real. They're not living there. And it's not forcible. It's not forcible. Harry and Meghan left long ago. because of the bullshit, just like this. And you think Harry's going to come back without his wife and children? I'm just saying. Uh-oh. What is this? Dolores, are you a troll? The royal family has palaces. Most are unoccupied. No one lives in them, but the taxpayers maintain them and pay for them. Harry and Meghan paid millions for Frogmore. I guess I missed the comment. But yeah, they have so many buildings, I'll call them, because, between what they call the palaces, the offices, and some people do live in there. And then you have Clarence House and Kensington and Buckingham and Windsor and, the ones in other countries and blah, 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 blah. But Frogmore, this one you had to have back. Space and cosplay can't stay in the 4 homes all at the same time, or mansions or palaces or whatever that you want to call them at the same time. So, why don't you ask them to vacate and give back some of them properties? First of all, just sell them bitches and give the money to the people, back to the people, put it back, infuse it into the society so that the food banks and the stores, because I did see a report on our news stations following the UK crisis, where food banks are rationing now fruits and vegetables. King C3, you can go F yourself for even having the audacity to have this done at this time. That's my feeling, my opinion, and yeah, whatever. Okay. Tier, how you go evict someone out of a home when it's not even occupied? Exactly. Those that are sane, take the time. I mean, the headline is, I guess, is to shock you. And I was just like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, the games they play. But, I shared with the members and then I said, you know what? I'm just going to, that'll be Twisted Thursday. I have to thank them, though, because when I'm like, oh, I don't really have anything to talk about on Twisted Thursday, here y'all come, and y'all are twisted over there in the UK, the royal family. So welcome to Twisted Thursday, bitches. Okay. Donna, Frogmore, the only place they can be safe when in the UK. Charles never really loved Harry, it seems. Yeah, it seems. It seems, and that may come back to bite him in the long run. But I hope him and his heir have a good time beating the heck out of each other, because I've seen some of those headlines, and yeah, Space wants that position so badly. And I hope that Space's heir gives him a run for his money that he had never seen before. Okay, because that kid is watching, and he's going to learn all them tricks. And because he's going to be the new kid on the block, Space will get pushed out and get to feel how, feel that you incandescent with anger. SOB. Okay. I have to catch myself before I wind up ranting badly. Margaret, VS, Harry and Meghan did not renew their lease. They already took all their stuff. Well, I believe they had taken most of it. Now, there's only so much you can get on planes and ships and everything else at that time when they were there, but yeah. Woo! Gwendolyn, Tier, exactly. They're stuck on stupid. Yeah. It's just, what are they hiding that they put this out at this time? Because usually when they use Harry and Meghan, there's something that they're hiding. I mean, I can't imagine Charles at his age is still running around. You think that his his consort would be okay with that? She might. She was okay being the other woman, so I'm sure she's okay with him having others too. I'm just wondering. Thinking out loud. Mina, how are you going to evict someone out of a home that they willingly moved out of? Yeah. Like, the tabloids. Yeah. Charles needs to grow a pair, as does Spare, and maybe when they grow the next pair, y'all should know what I'm talking about, that they won't just put them right into the hands of the tabloids. If they had acted like decent men, remain faithful to their wives, just saying. Because we know that space has a gag order and the press is itching to talk about it, but oh, that day's going to come. Lottie, well, Charles did the same thing to Princess Diana. So who, Chucky by, so who's Chuck by this? He needs room for his stepkids, but this will not end well. Now, if he moves his stepchildren, who should already have homes, especially the one that seems to like booger sugar, and you should know what it is and don't have to put it in the chat, allegedly. That one enjoys the booger sugar. I wonder if he's met, cosplay's uncle that likes to deal in the booger sugar. And that is well known and documented. So, okay. Finish out. Thank you, in June. Okay, that's right, because we got pictures of them, and then we saw in the documentary, and then we're celebrating her birthday at Frogmore. Oh, Lord, let me see, Ruth. So what if Frogmore is their vacation home and not always occupied? The royal family grifters have 31 palaces. Almost all are always unoccupied. The greedy pigs want Frogmore because Harry and Meghan spent millions on it. And I wouldn't even cry if the bee burned to the ground. We're gonna burn this mother. Okay, just saying. I shouldn't sing because I know that hurts your ears. Gwendolyn, Charles the idiot is always a step behind Harry and Meghan. I tell you. Did he go over or have his peoples go over there and do a little inspection? Oh, this is Harry's, this is Meghan's, this is some of their, oh my gosh, they still have stuff here that they didn't take with them. Because I remember reading about them shipping stuff back or to Montecito. But you're not really hurting their feelings. But the fact that their spokesperson quickly came out, thankfully, didn't let this grift for too long, that, yeah, they were asked to vacate their remaining belongings. And yeah, I'm sure they were saying it, you know how women, when we look at our nails as we're saying something, because we're like, we really don't have time for you. Yeah. Lottie, Harry and Meghan could always buy a new home in London. They won't, if they want to. They could. And they also have friends that have very secure estates if they needed to come in, like if they were planning for that ration that they could go in for. But, hey. Hello to everyone who has joined while I've been going on and on and on. And I'm about to kind of wind it down because I didn't want to be on long, but okay. Woo! Everyone needs to start asking the questions of the royal grifters will never pay Harry and Meghan back for the renovations. Nah. Some folks need to be sent, and I've seen even in the UK when landlords are having issues with tenants and the things that tenants do to homes before they finally get them out of there. That would be lovely for them to walk into Frogmore, but I know that would go over look what they did when they didn't really do, We know our couple would have nothing to do with that, so. But, I'm sure a couple of us in squad would love to go up in there and just, okay. Elita, Frogmore was out of sight, out of mind until Harry and Meghan put their Midas touch on it. Exactly. I mean, okay, for those that aren't aware, Frogmore Cottage originally was, I believe it was 5, it was a singular home, but then they broke it into 5 units for servants or staff, as they like to call them, staff homes. And then it sat empty for decades. And, we've seen not cot that Harry and Meghan were living in when they first were dating and married on the Kensington Palace grounds. Now, they didn't have a 15-room apartment like space in his and his wife. I'll be nice right now. But you know, Harry and Meghan, the property had to be brought up to standard, which the Queen had to pay for, and then Harry and Meghan added their little zhuzh to it. And if you know Meghan's aesthetic, you know it was just beautiful. But they had to bring it into, you know, into the 2000s basically, because it had sat empty for so many years. But they wound up cutting the check back to them because the tabloids made a big deal over the renovation costs, which the taxpayers picked up the bulk of it at one point because they had to. So I know they didn't put $2.4 million into that. Come on now. Harry was shopping at, you know. Anyway, let me move on. At the discount stores, you know. Ruth Ella, exactly. Now they have to have it. Yeah, they have to have it. Hey sis, how are you? Tier, all they have at Frogmore Cottage sweatshirt and sweatpants, flip-flops that they lounge around in when they have layovers. Yeah, well, that's all going to be packed up and sent. But, you know, I guess Eugenie will pack it up and ship it, because I'd be damned if I would fly over there and give you any photo ops of me in the UK or anywhere near Windsor, so that then the tabloids can write all their flipping headlines. Yeah. Eugenie, you and your hubby, well, you know, your hubby can pack, because, you know, you've got baby number 2 on board, so you probably can't do too much, but just send it back. Midwife, it's the words they use. Yep, it's definitely the words. Hey, Pinky, how are you? Oh, and thank you. Thank you, Pinky, for the super sticker, you know. Thank you so much. This is for you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Mwah. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. Woo. Okay, let me come back into comments and just look. And let me see. Ruth, Frogmore is where Archie's last birthday was. Can't take a chance of that ever happening again. Now the tone has been set. Okay. You want it? No problem. And I think it was best they didn't keep that shithole. I'll say it. They don't need to pay American taxes. No. Now, since you want us to give that up, yeah, I would love to hear news that they upgraded to an even bigger and better. Woo, send them hats and heads rolling. Yes, you know, the gray suits will be in a tizzy. A tizzy. Hello, everyone. Let's see, Dolores. Have anyone else wondered if the consort's children may be Charles's children? Well, people have wondered that. People have talked about that. Maybe that's why they're all acting kind of crazy. And it wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't true. But, you know, since he didn't sign off on anything, and they wouldn't be recognized technically, you know, children outside of wedlock aren't recognized. Now, if them in their 70s wind up having one, well, I'm sure space would have a fit, because that would just knock, that probably would knock Space's children down a notch. That would be hilarious, but we know that's not even possible. Pinky Charles has always been vindictive. This is about avenging Camilla. Well, he can keep on avenging. I think it's the consort behind this bull. But have at it, Con, because that's what you are, and that's what your husband is, and it's all that. Lottie, Harry and Meghan don't need to go to the coronation, as I like to call it. That's not about his mother. That's about the adulteress. Yeah. Yeah. No one cares about that BS. What BS? What are you talking about, Gwen? Jay Patterson, it's so easy to have trash time with Casey. His reign is a disaster. Oof. He's been a disaster. Hmm. Way back when, he's been a disaster. I'll stream tomorrow. Oh, okay. Anna around 8. Yay. She's going to tease us with some food. You know how Sis Hilda does. Okay. TC Carter. Hello, everyone. Let's stop using tabloids word evict and use Harry and Meghan's word vacate. Queen. Ooh, it's truly way out there. Yeah, they are. I don't. And that is true. They vacated the property. That's why my thumbnail says what it says. Get the F out of here. Nobody's been evicted. They weren't even living there. They have to be living there. And imagine that site if they were. Let's see. Marjorie, regarding the Frogmore situation, Harry and Meghan got the clearest indication yet. Notice the message on Better Up webpage. That was Harry's response. Love it. I'll have to go look. Did Harry not renew the annual lease? I thought it was paid up through whatever and for a couple of years. Now I could be wrong. Someone could correct me, but because they were going to continue to use it when they would come in. So it would be practical. Because we were all saying, well, why, when the news that, Eugenie and her husband were going to be staying there, and we were like, Harry and Meghan paid the lease. What is, given the amount for what the actual royals don't pay for their homes, for those leases, yeah. And laugh my butt off eviction. Let the cockroaches move in. Yeah, let the cockroaches, buzzards. I'm sure that buzzard of a con will be walking through, taking stock and inventory. Ruth Dolores, we all wondered that Chuck wouldn't be the first adulterer to love his bastards more than his legitimate children. Well, the con has always had his heart, among other things, on his body. Elaine, you really don't want to know what I'm thinking this minute. You would be thrown off off YouTube. Yeah, no. You can type it in other ways, but yeah. That's why I have to be mindful of what I'm saying. Lorna Royal Femme has 31 homes in the UK alone. Yeah. And how many members get those homes? Because you have to be in the top tier of the royal family or working. Whatever. Lottie, William needs to be very careful. Camilla will do to him what she did to his mother. Trust me, this will not end well. Well, they just better be careful of the energy, because we see how the ancestors react to people that do. So spontaneous combustion has happened at places, so they better leave it alone. Oh, there's a teacher's strike today. Oh, okay. See, that's the stuff he needs to be concerned with. I hope the people in the UK turn out. And if you catch what I'm saying, turn out for that con party. Okay. If they wish to put Andrew there, he's getting a better deal. Midturn. You think he's getting a better deal? I don't even think he pays. He's not working a royal. So how is he drawing a quote income for the place he stays? Whatever. Greed will bring those viper trolls down. Yeah, there you go. Peach's eviction now is telling Harry and Meghan not to come to the coronation. Yeah, well, I think they already knew that. You know how much stuff that probably we don't even see. Yeah, Lorna, exactly. Chuck has a lot. It's lots of options, but only one that Meghan has paid to renovate. Yeah. Because it speaks volumes that Meghan's taste is so that you didn't even look at the other ones. You were like, no, we're going to take this one because this one is like, there's nothing else we need to do. It's just move in ready. We see you folks, non-dental having mother truckers. Remember Charles wanted a daughter, not another son? Well, then he should have talked to his sperm. How about that? He controlled the gender of the second child. Diana only carried the child. So I guess God didn't hear him because he wasn't yet in his position of being, the head of the church. He can have as much as he wants. And if the Khan had children for him, hey, so be it. But they're going to be just like the one step kids. They're going to be just like the one in Monaco, where his older out of wedlock children aren't recognized to that degree. They won't be heirs to the throne. Now, space will. Ooh, you think about being angry? I saw those articles talking about the Khan wanted her grandchildren to be involved in the ceremony. Now, that will be interesting if, the 3 chips of this heir aren't involved. Yeah, I don't think they are, and more power to them. Let Chuck Crow, Willie, and Bones try to do their worst against their actions are deepening the cracks in the crown as deep as the dry cracks in the Khan's face. The crown will fail or fall. Yes, it'll fail and fall. Elaine, they owe Harry and Meghan £2.4 million for the renovations and £1.5 million for refurbishment. Oh, so we're just ching 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 ching. Yes, it's adding up, and they should. Okay. Ooh, look at the time. Okay, I'm gonna have to get myself. I need to grab lunch. I can't eat and be on here with you all, but my stomach is starting to tell me to eat. Elaine, thank you so very much for the super sticker. This is for you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. You all that are channel members, you're already giving, and so you always blow me away when you give more. It's like, look now, I thank you for it, but let's see. Ruth, this is a distraction from Camilla turning the coronation into a garish, vulgar, expensive wedding ceremony she never had. Oh, Lord. Lady, Valerie, I'll answer you this way. What's white and people up their nose? Okay, that's booger sugar. Okay? There you go. Elaine, they are covering for Charles getting into politics. He's been involved in politics, as was his mother, allegedly. We know Space had a meeting with one of the prime ministers over there, or former prime minister at the time. I think BJ was in office at that point. But in Scotland, let's not play. They've always been involved. They can say what they want, but they've always been involved. Let's see. And then I'm gonna leave that alone because I can't see. It says Harry. What is this? Harry's face blue, smiling. I guess it's one of those emojis. I wish StreamYard would catch up with the updates that YouTube has made in that regard, so we can see all the little emojis on this side. Educate, thank you. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. This is for you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. And thank you to all those there was a whole conversation going on yesterday when I first posted this live stream notification, and I chuckled because I was like, woo, everybody is ready. I was like, did I mess up on the date? I had to look. Y'all had me fooled for a minute because I was like, oh my gosh. Hello, how are you? Melina, I think that's how you pronounce it. And she's like, hello, squatties from Africa. Hello. Okay. Anna, I love you. But no. VS Speaks, can you sing? And please sing something, Aretha Franklin. All right. RESPCT. All right. Actually, I like, make me feel like a natural woman, but I'm not singing that because that ain't going out to them because they can F off for all that concern to the royal family over there. I see all your comments. I do need to, I'm just making sure I have Mrs. S, hi. Hey, let me see your transcript. How are you? Can they all just go to therapy? They don't really believe in it, I don't believe. They say they do, but they don't. They really don't. Yes, Dolores, that's true. This is the royal family, and that other one, RM, at work. RM has his own issues with a station over here in the US that, was pushing stuff that they shouldn't have, jumped on board with, like the 2020 election was not valid. Okay, now I'm going to move on. Lottie, thank you. This is for you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Sorry about that. I hit it twice. I think I'm like way behind in these comments. Let me just say. Oh, not too bad. Y'all remember when I used to be like 15, 20 minutes behind? That just makes me laugh. Okay. I do. I need to cut it here because we could go on and on. We're gonna have some time on Saturday. What trial? There's not even a legitimate trial. No date has been set. They're just in preliminary discovery mode. So hopefully the judge makes a decision. I haven't seen anything. So yeah. Power of Love, hi, your spin on the silly House of Frogs. Meghan and Prince Harry can zoom into the media. Successes can have on their style of choice history with views in billions. Yes. They're not concerned. They know that crazy lot better than us. Harry and Meghan know them for real. So I don't know anymore, Lorna. But I will be checking. If I do, I'll drop something into channel members and then save whatever else for Sussex Saturday that's coming up. So let me see. Mrs. S, I am putting in a refund slip like the firm did to the Sussexes. Oh my gosh. Listen. I can't help. We can't go on and on. We could, but we can't. So, I'd like to keep them short and sweet, and I've ranted, and I don't want to yeah. So, I love you, Mrs. S. It's fine. I'll send back. I'll cash app you $9. Don't worry. Everyone, please take care of yourself. Wear your mask in public because, the bugs are still floating around. Anyway, love you all. Thank you all who have sent super stickers. Please be careful out there. We'll be talking Sussex Saturday. Bye.